All right, this is going to be our third try. um, we'll see if anybody finds this one. Yeah, we'll give it a minute, see if anybody shows up. How you doing? Welcome to the live chat. Currently at 0 viewers, but it's going to be another fantastic Friday night here at Bushcraft Rebooted. Where, I don't know what's going to happen because, hey, we don't know, man. Yeah, this has been an ongoing thing now for like a week. No audio. One live we lost the video and then the audio. So we'll see what happens here. We'll give it a minute. Anybody out there, can you find us? This is the algorithm saying, shut up. We don't like what you're saying. Because it's one time at Skydive Camp. And welcome to Bushcraft Rebooted. My name is Ricky Bobby. And we'll be doing bushcraft things tonight. Bushcraft tools, bushcraft stories. You can hear me now, Chaos? Hey, man, this is the old phone. So we had to downgrade to upgrade. Well, and I all this time I thought nobody was listening. I went on a little, hey, how you doing? You guys missed the other ones. Too bad there was no audio. I was like just having a hoot with it. Wait, because the chat was empty. So I was just like working on my intro. Mylar Mick, what's happening? Chaos Theory, BNA. Good to see you guys. Happy New Beer. How's everybody doing tonight? We're on our third try. This we'll see how it goes. Good news is Mrs. Bushcraft crashed out already. She's got to get up early in the morning, do the work thing, so she called it a night. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube lately, man. It's been a little weird. Dawn Ray, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? It is good to see you. This is priceless. Yeah, so what to do? Where were we going with this? I guess the title changed, so it kind of leaves it completely open, doesn't it? You never know where we're going. But hey, we can just go crazy like the rest of the world. We'll fit right in. Ground fog. Just in what happened the other day. Oh, yeah, the 3.9 pound bicycle. Come on now. I was doing research on that, man. Even, there's no 3.9 pound bicycles, especially not in the $750 range. So, Kodiak Edge there, he was just rage baiting, wasn't he? Or maybe he getting old and senile. I don't know. He is getting up there in his years, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. I guess, the older you get, the more you can get away with saying crazy stuff, Just like the more gray hairs you have when people are like, hey, what happened to doing that? You're like, oh, I forgot. And they're like, all right, yeah, dude's getting old. You lose your memory, whatever. Hey, I'm I'm still sharp as a tack, but maybe I'll start riding that excuse every once. I'm getting old. I just couldn't remember. I forgot that stuff. Sometimes I do brain fart it, but it's nice. Um, but yeah, how was if I haven't spoken to you recently, how was everybody's week? Everybody keeping busy, keeping sane? Well, what a week, huh? A game changer. We got Tim the Tampon Waltz going full moron. It's what do we even think? The Somalian simp there, Jacob Fry, the proud mayor of Minneapolis. It's just like, yeah, they're out there inciting violence and all that crazy stuff. It's like, yeah, Tim's like, I'm gonna get the National Guard against you, and man, it's just a whole lot of stupid going on. I'm like, should I be covering this stuff? Should I be talking about? I can't help it sometimes. I think I just yeah, man. You know how it is. No matter how hard you try, it's hard to not care. And I think you got to get to the point where you just don't give an F anymore if you just can't say anything. But yeah, man. I guess hey, if you're Gen X like me, man, maybe we don't have the utmost of time left. All of us are closer to the grave than we are the cradle. But hey, man, we still have an obligation to the youth. As misguided and misunderstood and whatever the hell else Gen Z is and whatever, we still kind of owe it to them. Maybe some of the millennials too. We'll give them a shout out there, but I don't know. It'd be nice if the boomers would just let things go, let us run the show. You know what I'm saying? They've done enough damage. Why can't they just step aside and let us do something? Um, in fact, I think the country would be better off with Gen X running it, like a solid Gen X crowd running it, because we are the F around and find out generation. We are the we don't give an F generate. Ever check your pockets to tell somebody, whoops, fresh out of giving Fs. I think we could do well. I don't think we'd be dealing with this mass immigration, ridiculous levels of empathy going on, because it'd be, they'd be trying to play the pity party. Pack your bags, we're going on a guilt trip, got a one-way ticket to a pity party, and Gen X will be standing there going, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Um, I was doing good there too. I just said F and then I just dropped the full one. Nice looking out, guys. Hey, we appreciate you. I carry a gun, pepper spray, and a knife. Absolutely, that how you probably should, man. And hey, man, I don't know how old you are, where you've been around or not, but I recommend like one of those individual package wet wipes too. Equally as important. Um, yeah, I think that's important as well. A little pocket pack of wet wipes, because you never know. Um, yeah, what's everybody EDC in today? Any special care, anything different, anything new, anything exciting? Or you're like me, like I like the consistency. It's not like an OCD thing or anything, trust me, for sure it's not, but it's just a lot easier making decisions. If you're just like, I'm just going to carry the same crap every day. Seems to work out pretty well for me. I mean, geez, I carry the same folder every day. I carry the same multi-tool every day, pretty much the same flashlight. But yeah, the part that gets confusing is I have like three EDC fixies, and it's like, oh no, which one do I carry? Like decisions. Like it used to be easy to buy candy, right? Remember when there was like one type of Snickers bar? If you wanted something different, you got one type of Twix. But now they've got to have like 93 varieties of everything: Snickers, Milky Ways, you name it. They're all just a bunch of crossover candy bars. I can't do that. Rob's Knives, what's happening? Yeah. B&A, was that a typo, or that's what you meant to say? Because you said I could get by with one folder. You mean I couldn't get by with one folder? I'm just, man, maybe autocorrect. I don't know, because I know you like your knives. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just, hey, it simplifies the OCD, right? Dave James, meow. Hey, man, we were talking about you at the dinner table tonight. We really were, man. That cat was annoying me. And yeah, we were talking about what a topic the cat is on the channel, and maybe I get to vent and tell everybody how much I hate the cat. But yeah, we're talking about how some of the people in the chat get involved with the cat, and specifically when Dave James shows up now, he's just like, meow. I'm here, meow. Um, awesome stuff. Oh yeah, Dave. It was all good things. We were having a laugh just because that cat annoys me. Everybody knows it. Well, everybody in the house. I'm allergic to cats, and it's annoying. And dogs are better. But so yeah, it was all good. We were having a chuckle about how you come in, and instead of saying hello, it's meow. I'm like, yeah, there's that cat again. Um, Mylar Mick Armalate A first aid kit, cat squish in box, and clean jocks. Exactly. Yeah. Always carry a set of clean underwear. Always, right? But yeah, double down on that. And yeah, put some wet wipes with your underwear. The emergency underwear, put some wet wipes there. Because if you need the emergency underwear, the wet wipes just make sense. Right? It seems that's a solid kit. Somebody should make like a little ankle holster, carries a spare set of boxers and two wipes. That would be that'd be a hit seller, wouldn't it? Yeah, Mylar Mick, I just use my socks. Wet wipes are in the kit uh, that you retreat have been used. That's awesome. So, yeah, anything exciting planned for the weekend, guys? I think I'm going to be YouTubing it pretty hardcore. I did get a few shorts out this week. Wow, it was I went right back to being awkward, right? I figured after doing all these lives, I'd be comfortable talking to my phone, because I do it during the lives. It's just the way it's set up. And I went back to doing a couple of shorts, and I was like, All right. Yeah, exactly, man. It sounded a little something like that. I'm like, there's nobody listening. I think that's the problem. I feel like I'm talking to myself. And never been in the habit of inanimate objects. So yeah, it's just back to being awkward, right? Just awkward enough, you know. I can never find my truck registration because the glove box is fuzzed. Yeah, Mrs. Bushcraft got the. I don't want to be don't label me a sexist or anything, but I think that's definitely a chick thing. The yeah, you know it's a girl's car when you open the glove box and there's like an avalanche of napkins. And then you know what their favorite beverage comes where it comes from because with Mrs. B it's the Dunkin' Donuts napkins. As well as a couple of spare straws, just in case they forget to give her one. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts for the win, right? All right, all right. Yeah, Rob, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just kind of like getting back into it. In fact, I might even do I did the Predator Tools Crusader today. I might do it again tomorrow. Um, but instead of doing music, I'm gonna try to do like the real deal, like the real YouTubers do. Like, hey, this is the Predator Tools Model 85C Crusader, and it's like 13 inches overall, hand digging tool made the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I just kind of felt like a moron against it, and I got to get back in the groove of that. Yeah, I thought I thought I'd be on easy street after doing a couple hundred hours of lives in a year. But yeah, I went right back to hey, there's nobody replying back. Um, Dunkin' Donuts is a yeah chaos theory. Let's quality control the napkins here. Dunkin' Donuts is by far a quality napkin. What would you say it's better than Starbucks or I actually thought it was a lie for a second. Glad you're posting more. Right on. Yeah, thanks, Rob Snipes. Yeah, I got to get in the groove of things. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I want to do like tabletop reviews. Like ultimately, when I set out to do YouTube, Mrs. Bushcraft's supposed to be sleeping. Um, Honey, don't you're gonna be tired in the morning. Um, but yeah, I originally set out to do like some camping videos, outdoor excitement, stuff like that. Um, Neil McKenzie, welcome to the chat. Hello, hello. How are you doing today, my man? Um, so yeah, my goal was like outdoor camping, not even like so much a tutorial, just a little advice here and there, tips and tricks. More about the adventure than the information. Um, and yeah, it's kind of evolved into what it is. So I'm not sure if I want to get into like solid, full on, long form tabletop reviews or any of that stuff. Um, might just keep doing my lives, start cranking out some shorts, and getting into the outdoors. Might have to try to take a trip somewhere or something. Find some woods where I can do something in the woods that's like close by. Mylar mix, she's awake. I love cats. Really good evening. I love cats. Come on, Mylar Mick. We pick a team, bro. Well, apparently he did pick a team. He picked Miss Bushcraft's team. So but yeah, no. People that like dogs are on my team. Yeah, people, and it's got to be a real dog too. Apparently, oh, Cannon's funny. He's got one of them little ankle biters. It's like a barking cat. Those don't count, by the way. You might as well just join Mrs. B. If you got a barking cat, one of those little, the Chihuahuas or those little pocket-sized barking cats, like they're way too small to be a dog. Um, but yeah, it's been rough, but I'm still puttering along. A barking cat. Yeah, Pat, I'm with you, man. I got cabin fever like a champ. Like, oh, get me out of the cubicle, man. I could go for a skydive right now. I really could, man. Or at least a base jump. That'll wake you up better than any coffee. I don't care. Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. Yeah. You go skydiving. That'll wake you up better than anything. And base jump is like it's like a quintuple shot of espresso. You know, you're just your heart's about to jump out of your chest. I got a Chihuahua. He's a pretty cool little dog, but he's nasty like they usually are. He doesn't bite nobody. I'm once again, I'm gonna stand firm, man. It's a barking cat. Um, I never understood the. I get it. I get it. No, I understand them. And they have their place. They really do. Because big dogs, they require lots of space, a couple acres. You got to get them out there running, treat them proper and stuff like, especially a working dog like a German Shepherd or something. So yeah, if you've got like you know, a standard apartment with a postage stamp sized yard or something, yeah, that's where those barking cats come in. And I guess they're good companionship. I don't know. But hey, I guess if you like cat, Mrs. Bushcraft, she loves the cat. She really does, and the cat's a spoiled brat. But that's where we agree to disagree, you know. So um, cabin fever from the snow. Yeah, B&A, you should still be too tired from all that snow you had to pull out of there, and nothing like having to fix a snowblower before getting the job done, right? Yeah, that's gonna suck. Yeah, I've been there where, you know, yeah, you got to hook up your plow before you can get it done. It's like, why didn't I do that before it snowed? It would have been so much easier. Um, yeah, we also have a parrot that will drive you nuts, but it'll shut his mouth all day long. Parrots are cool, man. I think some of those exotic birds are pretty cool. Yeah, they're like toddlers, aren't they? They're supposed to be like in the 2 to 4 year old range, depending on what bird it is and all. Yeah, it got warm here today. I think it got up to like 40 degrees today. It was yeah, it got warm, melted some of that snow. So yeah, it'll probably go in a cycle. Next week we'll get a, you know, another foot or two of snow or something. Joe Mack, he's like a kid. He bites me and then he runs to my wife and laughs. That's fun. Yeah, that is fun. Like I said, they're entertaining. Um, yeah, corgis are funny. Their butts float in water. Um, I almost missed that one. Um, there's yeah, more of that poo poo soup weather coming your way, man. That's what happens when you live in the north, though. And yeah, something I almost forgot about it, believe it or not. And then next, no, I'm shoveling snow again, like it's 1989. Hey, speaking of Gen X and like, what kind of music did y'all listen to back then? I know there's like a lot of Gen Xers and stuff. Mrs. B and I were talking about it earlier. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, just random stuff. Yeah, also they released the body cam footage not too long ago. I saw it. And yeah, that was 100% the other that Minneapolis deal. But hey, you know what? You drove 5 hours to obstruct justice. So I don't even know what to say there. Like people are that. You know what? It's a free country. You're free to leave. If people hate America that much, I don't know why they're not leaving. Yeah, it's going crazy here. We gotta. I don't know what we gotta do. We gotta do something, guys. Because yeah, we got the now in New York City. Yeah, they're playing the Islamic prayer stuff like over massive loudspeakers at 5 a.m. Like, not talking about a show of power, huh? I don't know. Yeah, we got to start evicting the Muslims. Get them out of here. It's not compatible. That stuff's just nonsense. They're like turning New York City into a communist. Yeah, all that the city somebody else is going to own the property, and you're just going to pay a flat rate percentage out of your rent, and yeah, they'll never fix anything. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes, but yeah, New York City is done, and it's the thing is with stuff like that, it starts in an area, but it spreads like cancer, or worse. I don't know. Uh, yeah, it's a horrible thing. Def Leppard, Madonna, ACDC. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, should be a disturbing the peace violation. Would be for me and my music. Yeah, yeah. Um, in fact, man, I know people that have gotten tickets for that. Everybody's got friends that have like they don't have back seats anymore. They replace it with speakers. Might even be a couple of you guys in the crowd. But yeah, if you guys play your music too loud, then it's like a noise pollution violation, noise ordinance violation, and some places have like extremely high fines for that stuff. So yeah, yeah, but I guess apparently Islam can they can yeah put their little freak show over the loudspeaker. Yeah, and if they were left the Italian marble loan, they would have took care of the Muslims with no problem. I'm old enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, Donray. Yeah, you're about like I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe a couple more older than us. Yeah, I remember some of the disco even like when I was a young kid, like people that were hanging on to it. Yeah, a lot of the Vietnam era rock and roll though. I listened to a lot of that growing up. Surprise, surprise. Um, yeah, some of the Rolling Stones stuff like that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've said that myself. I don't think there's two political parties anymore. I think you've got the Republican Party, and then you've got the Democratic Mafia. The way the money laundering's going with this, that, and the other thing, yeah, it's much more like a form of government mafia than it is a political party representing the people, which is what it should be. But most definitely not. So yeah, it seems more like a mafia. They've got all kinds of crooked stuff going on. They think they're above the law. Yeah, Tim Waltz is about to turn the National Guard against the feds. Yeah, Creedence Clearwater Revival. That there's a classic, man. In fact, I know for a fact I've listened to it in the past week or two. Absolutely, I've been trying to get some older music. Like anybody remember this? Like the '99 Red Balloons. Can't remember the name of the group. That came out in like 1984. Yeah, the best and most popular song is "Fortunate Son." Yeah, Chaos. I think you're right on that one for sure. I'm sure Chaos is drinking Dr. Pepper. Neil McKenzie, you switch it up sometimes, but some type of raspberry Sprite or spritzer or something like that. And of course, we're not sponsored by them, even though we should be. But I'm cracking open a Green Monster, it's classic flavor, nothing but the best. I drink four Diet Cokes at dinner. It's a problem. Yeah, Rob, you got to cut that down by 50%, brother. Yeah, four at dinner, like 12-ounce cans or bigger. Water with a splash of cranberry, strawberry. That sounds delicious, Don Ray. But you are in a fascist cult that worships a felon dictator. Yeah, yeah, exactly. BNA. Yeah, and here they are pushing They want to get good and evil again. They're not going to stand for it. How dare you bust us stealing taxpayers' money and tell us it's wrong and committing fraud and he's selling out, treason, sedition, you name it. They got crazy going on. Boondock, New Hampshire. It's been a minute, brother. How you doing? Welcome back to the chat. It is always good to see you, my man. Still cruising around the New Hampshire, I'm assuming. Yeah, Neil McKenzie. You always get me going with the key lime too, man. It reminds me of the island time. Oh man, I have fond memories of the time I spent down in the Florida Keys. Man, like cool breezes, warm sun. You can go swimming in January. Some of the locals look at you like you're crazy, but man, it is a good time. And there's nothing like going swimming for your dinner, scooping up a couple of southern style lobsters. I had one of the other tandem instructors. He liked to go on a boat. He'd come back with some grouper, some mahi or something. I had a casting net. I'd catch some of the key pink shrimp. Had a lobster bag and a tickler. Grab a couple lobsters and stuff, and we just, man, an absolute fresh, like really good surf and turf. I mean, the only non-fresh thing we had was actually the steak. All the seafood was like caught within a couple hours. Yeah, hey buddy, still kicking, but I've been down low since before Xmas. Yeah, man, I think a lot of people kind of took it easy over the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, stuff like that. Hey, I think everybody's got to recharge the batteries every once in a while. But yeah, hey man, it's good to see you back out and about. To be fair, it was an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yeah, that's what buffets are good for, man. You go in there, you have a little extra. Yeah, we'll give you some bonus points on that one, Rob. um, yeah, buffets are. I've been to some decent buffets. I've been to some nightmare buffets as well, but yeah, hard to get good beef down in the Keys. They charge you an arm and a leg for it too. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Yeah, buying beef down in the Keys, buying anything in the Keys is expensive. You're better off like yeah, heading up to Homestead, head back to the mainland and grab some stuff. Bring a cooler, drive it back down. Yeah, get a couple people's orders together. Oh yeah. Had about 9 plates of steak. I used to tear up the snow crab legs. Go for the dinner buffet. Some places they've got the snow crab. Man, I could put away some snow crab. Almost to like you feel like you're winning at that point. You definitely want if you sit down to a couple plates of snow crab legs at the buffet. You got your money back and then some. But you can always eat iguana in a pinch. Hey, the iguana's pretty good, man. Yeah, it's not too shabby. What's the other the conch bites? The man, those things that come out of a shell. Conch. Yeah, that's CONK, I believe is how it's spelled, and that's not too shabby either. Yeah, the Southwest you can find the snake bites. It's like sliced up, breaded, usually like a rattlesnake or something. They slice it up. It's like the same size as a chicken nugget, and those are pretty good as well. Some alligator tail. Yeah, 100% get my money's worth at the buffet, especially the Asian cook your own style. Yeah, that's oh, coach, the best shellfish you can get. Yeah. My absolute favorite thing to get fresh down in the Florida Keys is stone crab. If you haven't had stone, it's one of those things that like they only take the right claw off, and it's a bit on the pricey side, but oh, so delicious, so well worth it. Yeah, if you find yourself in the Keys, yeah, hopefully it's in season and you get some. Yeah, no China buffets where you're at, Pat. There's a good one in Ithaca, man. I would have to like jump on Google Maps. If you're ever in the Ithaca area, man, there is one fantastic buffet and like not far, like I mean like walking distance from where you park at the buffet. There's a nice Glen hiking trail, like those. Yeah, you know that New York slate. They've got like the stairs built in and everything. It's really really cool. Definitely worth a visit there. And yeah, that's in Ithaca. I can't remember the name of it. I could find it on Google Maps in 2 minutes though. Oh, they still make firearms in Ithaca? Oh, I can't eat store bought tilapia. That is, oh man, that is one of the worst things ever. I think it's yeah, it's tilapia. What it is they grow chickens, right? They got a chicken farm going over the water, and they got a mesh thing underneath the where the chickens are, like quarter inch or something like that, quarter inch mesh, maybe a little bigger. And they feed the chickens, and then the chickens poop, and it falls through the mesh, and then the fish eat it. That's the and the so they're double using the food. Makes sense, right? Absolutely disgusting. Um, yeah, there's yeah, look up the farming of tilapia, and that's yeah, yeah, yes, fresh cut only from now on. Even man, I notice a difference between like the farm raised shrimp, and if you drink, yeah, drinking shrimp, who's doing that? If the key pink shrimp, man, if you're eating those and then you switch to the frozen because you really need some shrimp, yeah, you do it. Bushcraft, did you get a new Phobos? I think I saw a new short. No, no, I didn't get a new one. I just started doing shorts again. I can't remember what I did before, so I'm just kind of doing stuff. It kind of freaked me out again. Like we were talking about it a bit earlier. I'll just touch base on it. But I've always had this issue with talking to inanimate objects. So it's weird for me talking to a phone. But then I started doing lives to kind of cure that habit. And it's great. Yeah, I love the lives, and they're going swimmingly. No complaints whatsoever. Yeah, I have great conversations with everybody. But then I got back to doing lives, and I'm like, I hit record, and I'm like, it's dig with it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just went like it turned into an absolute moronathon talking to the phone without any reciprocation. You know what I mean? Um, I thought I don't know that factory is still up partially. The shotgun factory. Yeah, I always buy Gulf shrimp or shrimp in the bay or small nowadays. Yeah, cup of coffee. It's like a cross between a cat and a fruity pooping squirrel. And those sobs, yeah, in Louisiana centered the blue crab markets is crazy. Yeah, blue crab is good too. Yeah, I had blue crab out on Long Island, along with some other stuff. But yeah, man, I enjoy crab. Very very tasty stuff, good stuff. In fact, I'll take crab over lobster any day. I don't know if I had too many growing up, because lobster used to be extremely cheap, like in New Hampshire, because I mean they're Maine, New Hampshire, whatever. Yeah, you can get lobster like really really cheap. So I think we used to have it frequently. But yeah, I definitely prefer crab over lobster. Lobster's just kind of played out, and it always comes across as a bit gritty or something. It's kind of a texture thing. It's not like that's why you got to like saturate it in butter. It's just not that. It's doesn't have a lot of flavor, so you might as well throw a lot of fat on there to make it delicious. Yeah, buy local. Yeah, buy everything. Hey, speaking of local guys, hey, I got something in the PO box today, from Midnight Prepper. Yeah, he was here about mid December or so, and he was going to send me like a water pre-filtration bag, and I just got it in the mail today. It was in the PO box. So, oh, I think I need a bigger camera. So yeah, you guys know what this is. It's like a pre-filter bag. It's got an opening at the top. He's got a bunch of paracord here, plenties to string it up. Actually, yeah, we'll pull it all out. Isn't that the point of showing you guys stuff? So he's got a bunch of paracord on there. Yeah, you hang it up, you pour your water into it, you let gravity do the thing, and it doesn't it's not 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's just a pre-filter. and it pre-filters your water, and then you can, especially if you're using like a Grail Ultra Press or GeoPress or something, great way to pre-filter it. It'll extend the life of the filter. At least you'll get to maximum capacity without it clogging. I have had filters in the past clog on me. It was one of the MSR filters. I was on the Delmarva cycling to Florida. Went out, got some water, but the clay that runs through this water, it's tremendous. I didn't realize it. I filled up my 3 liter Camelback and moved on. Next time I went to go use it, it was really slow. So I took it out. Maybe I had to clean the filter or something. And it's a white ceramic filter inside the MSR filter that I was using, and it looked like a clay pot. You would, like that typical natural clay color. It was completely clogged, completely garbage, and I only put about 3 gallons through that filter, maybe four altogether. So yeah, pre filter extremely important. Yeah, it's Midnight Prepper. I went through all the stitching and everything. Guy does an excellent job. It's definitely going to stay together for quite a while. All that stuff. So yeah, we'll be seeing this again, and he's right in Oklahoma. So hey, support the USA, right? Yeah, about to get a freezer and meat package. I'm tired of soup. Yeah, B&A. I've been looking into that quite a bit myself. The getting a half a cow. Um, yeah, but money. But yeah, you save a ton of money. It's one of those things. If you have the money to invest, you can, like, 2,000 to 2,400 comes out to like $6,000 to $7,000 or more in the grocery store. So yeah, you're saving like 50 to 60, 70%, maybe 65%, depends on the deal you get. There is one guy going around running a deal for, like, it's not a deal. It's if you don't know what you're doing, he's charging like $4,200, and it's not like any better quality or anything. So yeah, half a cow and some chickens. Man, I want chicken so bad, just because I like eating eggs, and it would just be great to have some chickens. And then yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more people leaning towards self sufficiency. If this channel ever takes off, I'll most definitely be doing some off the grid homesteading type stuff, partially off the grid. I don't know exactly, depends on what I can come up with. Location is everything, of course, but yeah, I would love to have a chicken coop and yeah, wood stove as well. I don't, I want to be chopping wood, like, every other day or something, splitting some kindling. I would find great joy in doing that. I did it as a kid and a teenager and stuff. My parents had a wood stove, and yeah, we did a bunch of wood splitting and splitting kindling and stuff. It was a good time. Just a reason to go outside and swing an axe or a hatchet or something is great. Shit, I tell you, if I had the cash, I'd be raising chinchillas. Yeah. Damn, I can't remember the last time I had steak too. Yeah, it's gotten crazy expensive, Boondock, and it has. So yeah, that might be a way people, and then take the money out of the corporate greedy. Like, yeah, if you can buy it from a local cattle ranch or butcher or something like that. Well, you'd probably go through a butcher to get it. Yeah, then it's more local, and you can build a relationship with the business. We used to have a great butcher we went to back in the day as well. Like, that's the whole thing. Everything that's been great has been run out by corporate America. Like, yeah, Walmart sucks, Target sucks. They open up and just destroy everything. So, oh, Don Ray's out of here. Sorry, I almost missed you, Don Ray. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. If anybody's got the chance, check out Dawn Ray's channel as well. She posts some stuff. Um, yeah, hers is kind of random. She doesn't have a schedule on anything, which keeps it fun. To the best of my knowledge as of now. But yeah, start a cricket farm. Get ahead of it. Yeah, we can just sell the crickets to the lefties, and then the money that we make off the crickets, we can buy half a cow with. Yeah, the butcher I grew up going passed away, and his kids let the business go. Had the best Italian ice on earth, tell you. Yeah, Rob, and that's what's great about those small businesses. It's it really is, like, man. Oh, like Predator Tools is a great example of a small business. Straight up mom and pop shop. George Leshy runs it. His wife Pam, she answers the phones, does the shipping. Like they split the business, whatever. George Leshy he's the guy that's been welding and doing all the work on the tools for like over 30 years now, and they're out of New Jersey, straight up mom and pop shop. Yeah, I highly recommend them. Yeah, if you're on the market for a tool that digs, yeah, like for whatever reason, check them out. Check them out, most definitely. Yeah, no affiliate link, nothing like that. Just I think they're a great company. They're a great business. They run an outstanding business. They're fun to talk to as well. Yeah, it's a pleasure buying something. It's not some disgruntled person looking at their phone, and then it's like, could you just ring me out so I can go? And then they're yeah, yeah, man. The guy loves what he does, and it shows. So worm fire been great for composting and bait. Yeah, and the Leshy hand digging tool, great for digging up bait. Absolutely, yeah. You can dig cat holes with it. You can dig your bait out if you're going to go fishing. You can use it for scooping coals if you're going to put it on the Dutch oven. The one for cooking, not the Dutch oven when she's been bad. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, Mrs. Bushcraft isn't here anymore. Kind of takes the fun out of that one, huh? Um, Boondock and a pinch of their Pura protein. Brand new. They said we would own nothing and be happy, and also eating bugs is fine. Yeah, I agree with you, B&A. Like, that's not happening on my shift. Man, and that's why I'm saying I think as Gen X, we need to step up. If there's any Gen Xers out there, yeah, we need to step up and try to gain control politically. Yeah, set things straight a little bit socially as well. Like I don't there's a lot of things I just don't accept, and I never will. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care what you call me. It's just not kosher. Um, yeah, steak is bad, but crickets are good. Got it. Yeah, yeah. If you do the opposite of what the powers that be say, you will live long and prosper. Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, it seems like they're out to do more damage than good. It really does, and it shows it's been that way. They'll do anything for a buck. They'll let them poison your food. They'll let them steal your votes. Um, yeah, they'll let them, build data centers in your backyard, chemical plants, whatever. Yeah, it seems like, yeah, they know it's been a long time since they've represented the people. I think that politicians have one or two goals, or some of them both in that order. Most of them go in there broke, and somehow they become multimillionaires overnight. So they're in it for the money. They ain't making no $174,000 a year. They're making bank on insider trading, bribes, blackmails, and whatever else they can make money off of. And if they already have money, say they already have a couple $1 billion or something, maybe a couple 100 million, once the money situation is squared away, then they go on their power trip. They start the rules for thee, but not for me. I'm better than you. I'm above you. I can do whatever I want. And that's what I'm sick of. I've been heavy researching things a lot the past few months. Probably about 3-4 months solid, like really researching stuff. And the one thing that I find the most disturbing is if you and I did a fraction of what any of these politicians and stuff did, would be in jail. That's the disgusting part. The fact that they can get away with absolutely everything. None of them end up in handcuffs. None of them end up in jail. And if you ask me, some of them, when it comes to treason and sedition, I think some of them should swing. Um, it is what it is. Like they've been screwing the people over. They give away more than our tax money every year. I bet you that the $38 trillion deficit is 100% due to fraud and things like that. Fraud and laundering our money through being overly generous. Everything comes out as fraud nowadays. Um, yeah, chaos. I'm not eating bugs. Yeah, the only way I'm eating bugs is like Bear Grylls style, you know? Like somebody's got to pay me a boatload of money to, jump out of an airplane. And I'll give you a better show than him too, I promise. Bear Grylls flies like a little girly student style parachute. I'll tell you, it's not much. Well, no, there is a lot to it. It's a huge tuna boat. And it's like the difference between like paddle. Get this, man, like going down the interstate on a Gixxer 750, or like it just balled out as fast as you can go, versus being like in an 18 wheeler doing 55. And yeah, you can bump into something in the 18 wheel. You're gonna be fine, not a problem. But yeah, if you don't turn just right on that Gixxer, you're crashing. And yeah, Bear Grylls, as far as parachute sizes go, he's flying a student parachute basically. I'll fly something about the size of a full size bed sheet, and yeah, I'll tear it up. But anyhow, I digress. Yeah, if they're paying me like crazy money to do some television show or something, I'll eat a bug and then go check into a five-star hotel and get the steak dinner. That's the only way I'm doing it. But other than that, yeah, man, I'm not. I need steak. I need meat, red meat. I like chicken a lot too. I could eat chicken like every night of the week for like weeks on end. In fact, a lot of times when I was working by myself, living by myself, all that stuff, I would buy like the family pack of chicken, cook it all on Sunday night, and then yeah, just Tupperware it out, like yeah, pre-meal it for the week, and I would just eat the same thing. It's kind of ridiculous. The other thing I like doing is making like a huge pulled pork. Yeah, just a huge crock pot of pulled pork. And yeah, same thing. I could eat the same thing all week. I'm not like I like tasty food, but it doesn't have to be something different every night. It's more like yeah, I need X number, X grams of protein, X grams of carbohydrates, and that's how you fuel the body. Mainly off grid. What's happening? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. We're kind of talking about food. Good food, yeah, steaks, half a cow, and not eating bugs. And I did kind of like laugh at Bear Grylls for a while. I can't help it. It's just one of those things. Um, I can't help it, my man. It is funny, man. Um, Kapow! I'll eat the same meal 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, yeah, Rob Snipe, exactly. It doesn't have to be. It's just you got to fuel the thing to go. Um, yeah, and the more you do, the more fuel you need. Like man, one of the great parts about living in New York every once in a while is they've got pizzerias everywhere, and they used to have great deals on pizza before, before the great inflation. And but yeah, I would ride my bike all the way to a pizza place, like 25 miles, 2 slices and a pint, and ride back. So I'd get about 50 miles out of that. A really good time. And that is if you're ever in New York, man, there are so many good pizza places. And I think part of it is the atmosphere. A lot of good people. They're all they're all like best pizza you ever had, best slice you ever had, right? All the like they're all competitive, which keeps it good. It keeps them making quality pie. What's the blade? Oh, that's not a blade. That's what's cool about this thing. This is a hand digging tool made by Predator Tools. It's the Model 85C Crusader. The serrations are actually designed to cut roots, so you can actually cut a plug a circle with it, and then pop the grass. It's originally designed for metal detecting, but it also got into military use. EOD would use it as long as well as wow, working on my English again, as well as recovery teams and other units. The guy's been in business. He's like the original designer for like well over 30 years now. And yeah, great tools, great guy. But yeah, it's actually a hand digging tool. That's why this actually isn't a guard. You can use this like if the ground's firm, you can use your palms to like press it down and stuff. This model, this is cool. Everybody, this Gen X is gonna love this because everybody had the remember the survival knife with the hollow handle and the compass, but the compass was on the outside. Y'all remember that? Some of you guys already know this about this, but this has got a hollow handle, and it has a much better functional compass in the end. But I also size those. I don't know what they're called anymore. Because the problem is I've never called them by their real name. I always call them shit tickets. But it's the you get a little water, squeeze a little water from your Camelback on there, and yeah, now you got a wipey or something too. This fits like 10 of them in the handle. But you could geek out on the survival end and put some like super tiny hooks that'll never catch a fish, and 3.5 feet of fishing line, and two matches. What else came in that? Remember, it had the two little split rings, and it had the saw that broke the first time you tried it. Neil McKenzie, you've never had a Rambo knife? Dude, we know what we're getting Neil McKenzie for next Christmas. We're gonna get him an actual like movie Rambo knife replica or something. Yeah, they were. I don't think that was the original Rambo knife, or maybe it was. Maybe it was. Or it was like a cheap knockoff of it. It had like a can opener on the blade. Like it had like the sawed edge, and then it had a can opener. You could find them in the back of like every magazine for 12.99 or something. Just trying to keep my head above water. It's been a bad year. Yeah, Boondock, man. Hey, give me a call anytime you want, dude. You got my number. Yeah, if life seems like a crap sandwich with a side of poo poo soup, dude. I think everybody's been there at this point in the world. Yeah, give me a ring anytime. I don't always answer my phone, but I always call everybody back. Yeah, it's been a oh man, I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say it, but the world has not been the same since 2020 for the vast majority of people. Even if you weren't like occupationally shifted and all this other stuff, there's a different vibe to the world that's just not right anymore. And a lot of people have talked about it. Yeah, the whole world changed in 2020, and I don't think any of it was by accident. Yeah, you don't answer your phone because you forget. Yeah, that's yeah, chaos. Yeah, I'm a consistent guy. What happens is I turn my volume off for for the live. Well, sometimes I remember. Well, what actually really happens, you might as well be honest with everybody. Everybody already knows. But I'll forget to turn my volume off when I start my live, and then I'll get some messages or something, and it'll and I'll be like, "Oh, sorry guys, I forget to turn my volume down." Then I turn my volume down, and the live continues as normal. The live ends, and 3 days later, I'm like, "What? Nobody likes me anymore?" 4 days sometimes, I'm like, "No, nobody like cares to call." And then I'll go over and check my phone, and yeah, I will have missed everything. So thinking it's just, oh, it's been quiet, nothing's really happening. But yeah, that seems to be the pattern I have to fix up a little bit. Mine's working, but yeah, I gotta remember to turn my. Actually, there's a couple like LC Buell B&A. Sometimes they'll remind me at the end of the live, "Hey, dude, turn your volume on," and I remember to do it. What's up? Are you a fan of Chris Reeve knives? Um, I had one. I gave it away. I'm not a fan of Chris Reeve knives because there's not a knife made that's worth waiting 3 or 4 years. I thought it was a 2 year wait, but I guess they're up to like 3 4 years now. And I had the Sabenza 31, the small Sabenza 31 Magna Cut with micarta inlay that they sell for $525. I'm a lefty; they want another $30 for that. So yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Chris Reeve knives at all. Not no, yeah, no. It's kind of like Gucci. It's a Gucci knife. I don't think it's you're really getting that value out of it, and they're kind of pretty. It's kind of like it's the perfect knife for a man with a manicure. That's what it is. That's what I think. At least the one that I had. I know they make a slightly bigger one, but yeah, their price point isn't there entirely. If they were like half the price and you could get them overnight, yeah, 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 that knife there sure is pretty, boy. um, yeah, Boondock, it's by design, bro. Yeah, yeah, Tony's spot on. Yeah, it's completely by design. They tried to break everybody down, destroy everybody. I mean, that's why you couldn't go to a small business, but every huge corporation was open taking your money. In fact, that was the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. Um, yeah, the top 1% got 99% of everything. But yeah, not a fan. I think there's a saying depreciating return, like there's a certain amount of money that you can put into materials, there's a certain amount of money you can put into craftsmanship, and then you start exceeding the product value. I call it the Gucci tax. And yeah, you're anything you pay over its materials and craftsmanship value, you're just paying for the name. And like I said, the 3 to 4 year wait, that right there is like, no, not doing it. Yeah, diminishing returns. Yeah, diminishing returns. Yeah, so there's a certain amount that you get back, and then after that, you're just, um, you're, I guess, 4 years later, when you finally get your knife, you can be like, I finally got my knife. I'm so excited, and I'm sure that'll be over with in about 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't get that excited about it. KO Knives, what's happening? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, thanks for the quick fix there. Yeah, Chris Reeve talk. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things like that. Not just Chris Reeve. Um, but yeah, there's especially like I've noticed that a lot of even backpacking and different equipment and stuff like that. That's there's only so much you can do there. Yeah, I like my Spider Co. It was on sale and it's American made. Yeah, KO knives. Yeah, just buy used. Pro tip, exactly. Yeah, if you can find something quality used, then yeah, go get it. But yeah, I think they depreciate quite a bit. I've shopped around for some stuff. I don't. I haven't sold that many knives and stuff in my life, so I don't really know. Um, Ironically, most of the knives I've owned in my life didn't make it for a couple of different reasons. And all of the knives that I currently have, I've had for a bunch of years. Some of them I've gotten recently, but yeah, I'm not selling any of my knives. So yeah, I buy everything used. Can't beat it. Yeah, Microtech is crazy expensive as well. And that's something I want to be checking out with with some of the Sewn products, backpacks and stuff like that. Like, are you really getting what you pay for? Or are they just is there a huge Gucci tax involved? Like some of these backpacks now are getting up around $1,200, $1,400. Are you really getting your money's worth? Because I can figure out how long it takes to make it. I could pattern the entire thing. It's not difficult at all. So yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing on YouTube. Does any U.S. company make that Ruski ammo? Does anyone? Yeah, I don't know about the ammo thing, Tony. Amazon wanted 175 for it, and Spyderco site was charging 270. Yeah, the thing you got to be careful with Amazon though is Amazon will send out knockoffs. They don't care. There was the Gerber Strong Arm. They had a ton of knockoffs that were being sold through Amazon and Walmart. So yeah, they don't really care. 1,200 for a pack. Hell, now stick to my old Alice gear. Yeah, they've gotten right up there. If yeah, Mystery Ranch, Arcteryx, stuff like that. They've gotten like really big. The company I'm most disappointed with in life right now is Silky Saws out of Japan. Their prices have gone insane. And then they finally upgraded a couple of their models, and then they just added another $120 to it or something. Yeah, the Silky Katana Boy used to sell for the Katana Boy 500 used to sell for like $160, and then they bumped it up like in the course of like a year and a half. It went all the way up to $352, and those went on sale recently for like $289. But now they've got the Silky Katana Boy 550 Pro, and that's like $469. And it's not like some super duper upgraded version of the original Katana Boy 500, but the price has tripled. So I think they jacked up the price of the Katana Boy 500, until they just couldn't raise the price anymore. Then they put a little lipstick on a pig and threw another $120 on it. So I'm like grossly disappointed with Silky as a company. I know it has some to do with tariffs. I think there's roughly a 30% tariff in Japan, but that's just insanity. Um, but hey, I know a guy that got one for like $150 last week. Katana Boy 500 for like $150. So win to him. Um, is it 51 or 54 or oh, you're talking to somebody else. Jay, what's happening, man? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Yeah, how's the axe handle coming along, man? I had to scoot after a while, but yeah. Hey, Jay does some bushcrafting stuff as well, cranking out some content. If you guys get a chance to check him out for sure. Yeah, the algorithm likes him less than he likes me, I think. Sorry, Jay. I just happen to. Yeah. So we need to give him a helping hand. He you know how it goes, guys. If you drop too many truth bombs on the YouTube, then the algorithm drops a bomb on your channel. So if you guys get a second, check out what did we yeah, my Baco Laplander was probably the best $25 I spent in 2025. Yeah, Boondock, it probably is, man. The yeah, I don't know what's going on. The economy's just gotten completely crazy, man. Yeah, it's like that one step forward, two steps back. Only it's like five steps back. Like, yeah, the inflation, all that stuff. It's torturing a lot of people, and it's causing the homeless population to explode. Like every day, people are coming up short. Not because they didn't work enough hours, just because they cause so much inflation, and it's just absolutely miserable. Um, like knowing that, like you got people working 50 hours a week, but with the pay hasn't caught up with everything else, and yeah, they can't afford a renter anywhere. And then they've got that you got to make at least three times what the rent is, but the rent is, $1,800, and your average job ain't paying for that. So yeah, they always come for the smokers first. Yeah, I know a lot of channels that are gone first. I was the smokers. Now it's all the gun folks. It's sad. Yeah, yeah, they are. The pew pew channels are taking a whooping. Yeah. Anybody dropping truth bombs and stuff? Yeah, remember we're all one check away, man. It's fucked. Especially in them big cities. Yeah, and it's getting even worse, man. They just keep jacking the prices up. Yeah, everybody's like, it used to be like 40% or something of the population was one paycheck away from being homeless. Now it's like nearly 80% roughly. Yeah, nobody's making money. They're not giving pay. It's been going on for decades though, but the last 5 years has been like extreme levels of it. It seems. Oh, I'll never stop smoking. I ride to the VA to get them. Now way cheaper. Yeah, going outside to smoke it. Yeah, they should have made it optional. But that's how they start implementing the democratic socialist, the communist regime. Is they just start telling you what you can and can't do slowly but surely. They find loopholes, this, that, and the other thing, and that's exactly how they do it. Like I've said it before, it seems like they couldn't circumvent the First Amendment, like the freedom of speech and all that. So instead, they just got us all in the house talking on the internet. And so instead of changing the First Amendment, we just have TOS, terms of service agreements. So if we say the wrong thing, if you say hurtful words or yeah, it's a form of censorship. I think it's a violation of the First Amendment, and it should be treated as such. Yeah, it gets pretty deep. There's all kinds of stuff that involves that, but Yeah, New York smokes are like 15 a pack for Marbs. Hey, B&A man, that's where you're at. That's not bad. Years ago, man, probably like I don't remember. Last time I worked out on Long Island, man, like 12, 13 years ago or so. At least that, yeah, maybe 13, 14 years ago. Damn, I'm getting old. Yeah, it's the gray hairs guy. Sorry, I can't remember exactly. But I was going through New York City to get to Long Island, clearly, and I was going through Broadway, that area, literally. And a pack then was like 14.50 plus tax in New York City. In the city, it was absurd. Yeah, a pack of Marlboros were like 14.50 back then. Yeah, to quote Dale Gribble, taking away our freedom to smoke. Yeah. Yeah, there are only a couple U.S. airports left with indoor smoking lounges. Yeah, and they're like little cubicles set off to the side. The little airport smoking lounges. I get a carton for 65, so about 650 a pack. Yeah, Tony, that's not too bad by today's standards. Where are you at though, Tony? Yeah, Pat quit in '06. Nobody likes a quitter, man. No, I'm just kidding. But you know that saying, that's kind of funny. Hey man, why don't you quit smoking? Well, because nobody likes a quitter. What's wrong with it? Didn't you know that? Well, that's like you're smoking. That's stupid. I hate folks. I just vape in the bathroom at work. Yeah, it feels wrong and gay, but I can't justify almost 20 a pack. Yeah. But yeah, that whole thing like vaping was safer. Yeah, they couldn't have been more wrong about that. Like they've had all kinds of issues with vaping. It causes like popcorn lung or something, and it shuts down your lungs in years instead of decades. 1874 euro for 20 pack Marlboros over here. Yeah, so that's like what, 22, 23 dollars, something like that. Or no, wasn't it closer? I don't know, but that's still crazy expensive. And the majority of it's taxes, you know? Yeah, if I made it to 70, I'm going to start smoking again. Yeah. Hey, we've had people come out skydiving because they're old. When you ask them, hey, what made you decide to come out and skydive? It's like, because like I'm old, it doesn't matter anymore. you know, I've done it all already. I might as well go skydiving. Um, yeah, popcorn lung is no joke. Yeah, and that's a vaping thing. Vaping at Walmart is so much fun. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know, man. My favorite thing to do at Walmart is crop dusting. And yeah, Mrs. Bushcraft doesn't let me go to Walmart anymore. Um, Not that we don't go that often, but when she does go, I don't get to go anymore. It really started around like 2020 when they're like, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to put a mask on?" I'm like, "No, we have them here for you for free." I said, "I don't care if you were paying me. I'm not putting it on." Yeah, and then he kind of gave me a hard time, and I kind of told, yeah, yeah. So she's like, "Yeah, you're not coming out to play anymore." Hey, you can treat cauliflower ear if you catch it early enough. Yeah, yeah, you can treat cauliflower ear. Yeah, they just use a syringe and stick it in. Yeah, simple, simple. Yeah, 2180 US dollars for a pack of smokes. Yeah, maybe if they're paying like 180 an hour, right? Like that's the whole thing. They tax us so much. And like I said, at least in the United States, the majority of the cost of a pack of cigarettes is all taxes. Federal and state taxes, which is just a bunch of bunk because they just give the money away anyhow. Um, and yeah, alcohol is the same way. That's heavily taxed. Gas is there's a large percentage of that that's taxes as well. Yeah, the entire Western world is in the same boat there, Mylar Mick. I completely agree, and it seems like every day you turn it on, it gets twice as worse. Yeah, just everything going on. Yeah, it's all by design. It's all on purpose. Yeah, we're finding out. I guess the UN orchestrated some of it. They're behind, all this mass, uncontrolled illegal immigration. Yeah, it has been bad, bad, bad. Yeah, people still, yeah, B&A. I can't, man, last time I was outside shoveling, some tool drove by in their automobile with a face diaper on. I about lost it. Only person in the car, 2026, cruising around solo in a snowstorm with the face diaper on. Like I was scared for my life. I really was, because that's one super crazy basket case. That person there is 2 sandwiches shy of a picnic. But that's right here in central New Hampshire. Um, Being a dude, I see people in their cars alone with a mask on, or they come to my job with that too. And if I saw that, I'd be throwing snowballs at your car. No, man, you just want it to keep going by. You don't want to. What if it's contagious? No, no. I've thrown enough snowballs at cars to know they don't always just keep driving away. Um, Predominantly though, the plow truck driver. I will pummel that truck with snowballs every time. Um, but I always tell him, I'm like, hey, Mr. Plow Truck Driver, you're number one. God, one of the most hated people on the planet, at least in my world. If you've ever had to shovel a driveway, you finally get done, and the plow truck comes by to drop off a 4 foot by 4 foot bank that you got to dig out of. Now yeah, they're rotten people. They really are. No consideration for anybody else. That's the plow truck driver. Absolute bastards, a whole lot of them. They'll never admit it either. Their plow truck drivers are totally closeted. I have never once. I've been at the bar plenty of times in my life, and I've met carpenters and plumbers and electricians and doctors and lawyers and secretaries, and um, never met a plow truck driver. They won't admit to it because they know, if they're like, yeah, man, I'm the plow truck driver, they're gonna get taken out back, whitewashed, and like skull stomped. Um, yeah, just man, I think plow truck drivers are about tied with cats as far as rotten and evil goes. Yeah, I hate the plows. They fucked the end of my driveway up, the sons of bitches. Yeah, Tony's done some shoveling, haven't you? Yeah, you're spot on with my story. No, I want them to roll their windows down so I can knock their mask off when they sell. Like, I bet you they probably even have a private place for the plow truck drivers to get gas. Like, they can't go into a local gas station and fill it up because they're going to get jumped. Yeah, I bet you plow truck drivers have a special gas station. Yeah, you must be in Florida then, right? Or something like that, Montgomery. I'll tell you, if you don't want to shovel, right? And you're done with all that, plant some palm trees. Because every place I've ever been with palm trees, there's never been any snow. I think like there's a force field around palm trees, they don't allow it to snow. So Solid Snake, what's happening? How you doing? Yeah, my buddy noticed the plows in time have names so far we've seen. Truck Norris and Blizzard of Oz. That is pretty cool, B&A. Yeah, like World War II fighter setups for the plow trucks. That's cool. Oh yeah, Gulf Coast of Alabama. So yeah, you don't get no snow, huh? I'm sure they use the city's pump just like the cops. Yeah, yeah. So that way, the cops can provide cover while they're fueling. Because I would follow them there if I knew. No, I wouldn't. You got to be careful what you say on the internet. They might not. They might think I'm not joking or something. No, really, I would never do anything to the. Well, I would throw snowballs at them, but and the whitewash thing was absolutely true too. But the other, anything bad I wouldn't do. All it's all worth a laugh. A big rock could the plow truck driver's thinking twice before your property. Oh, and the worst part is, yeah, love thy neighbor, right? The neighbor on the side there, where because the plow truck comes from their house. they throw the snow in a way that the plow is just going to push it into my driveway. And they're from Massachusetts. That's the problem. So yeah, but they do it they do it with the sidewalk and they do it with the road, and it's just like, come on, really, man. Last year I went out there. I'm like, dude, like, because I'll be all done. Finally, the plow stopped. My job is done. And they just, man, they screw it up. So yeah, snowplow was in the, yeah, B&A. Yeah, you sent me pictures of that. That was wild. You got some serious weather going on when even the plow trucks are ending up in the ditch. Lots a lot. VPM, come find me in Europe. A big rock covered in the snow. Oh, did you? Oh man, somebody got busted doing that. Man, it was like last year or the year before. They had a big tree stump left over, and they decided to build a like this 8 foot snowman around it because the base of it was a good solid oak, like maybe like 5 6 foot stump. And so they built a snowman around it. And of course, the local punk that went around running over everybody's snowman, yeah, he ran into that, wrecked his truck. The tree stump was fine though. The snowman took a bit of a beating, but you can put him back together again. Yeah, a few inches of snow shut the city down for 3 days. Yeah, hey, yeah, places that aren't used to snow shut down like real hardcore. When I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, they had done that. Like we got a dusting of snow. Like I came from New Hampshire, right? We measure snow by the foot, and so yeah, I'm in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and they got a dusting, and all of a sudden it's like an emergency. It's almost like we went to DEFCON 1 because a dusting of snow. You weren't allowed to drive, and yeah, you couldn't do anything on post because it just and it wasn't even like, oh look, it's all snow. It was windy enough. The wind was blowing the snow around. So yeah, the wind would come out. There was open pavement everywhere. There wasn't ice. It was just like, but that's Oklahoma for you. Yeah, they can't handle the snow well. Just like, yeah, when I worked at Skydive Las Vegas in Nevada, it doesn't rain that often in the desert. So we're working away and getting things done. Doing the skydiver thing. And then, yeah, I was packing a few parachutes, and all of a sudden, everybody starts running outside. Now, my first thought was the way they were moving was somebody bounced, like we had an accident or something. And I go out there like, hey, what's going on? And there's some drops coming out of the sky. It's like barely raining, and they stopped work and everything. They're desert folk. They're like, it's raining. We must go out and praise it. It was I've never seen anything like that before. Like it rains every day in Florida around 1 p.m. or so, like you get that afternoon thunderstorm. But yeah, it rains so often out or so seldom out there that when it does rain, everybody stops and some a few drops fell out of the sky for a half hour, so we got to check it out. Um, yeah, we got snow in North Florida last year and the state shut down. Yeah, yeah, I remember seeing that on the news. Yeah, I think Florida gets like, they'll get like a inch or something, some weird freak storm every couple of years, and that's all they get. Um, Remember Snowmageddon in Atlanta in 2024? They got 2.5 inches and shut down. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, what was it like a year or two before that? It was during the thing we're not allowed to talk about. Texas got like some snow and an ice storm where they normally don't. And yeah, it got real bad there. Like people lost power, all kinds of crazy happened, and the temperature dropped way below what it was. So yeah, pipes were freezing and bursting all over the place. It was yeah, it's interesting. But if you live up north though, we get 3 feet of snow and then an ice storm the next day, and everybody's still to work on time. Or yeah, people. I know a lot of people that get excited, like, oh, we're getting a huge snowstorm. They're out in the garage waxing their skis or, tuning their snowmobile. Yeah, when I was in junior high and high school, 3 feet of snow and maybe a half day of school. And that was out where you live, Neil. That's insane. It does get crazy cold there though. Especially like in the winter at nighttime, you think it's the desert and everything. Um, but yeah, that's crazy. See boondock, and they can't drive on a clear day. Yeah, just getting caught up here. Oh yeah, yeah, New Jersey in the '80s. That's right. Okay, yeah, I was thinking you're. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking Arizona. Why do I think Arizona? I don't know why I'm screwed up like that sometimes. I get people confused every once in a while. Not sure how I do it. Yeah, what else did we have going on? Not really sure. So yeah, current affairs, everything going on. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think they're actually going to arrest anybody, or do you think everybody's going to walk? Oh, all right, yeah, in Arizona in '02. All right, that makes more sense now, Neil. All right, yeah. So I'm not losing it. Thank you for clarifying that. Um, yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens. I'd like to see somebody finally get arrested. Like all these criminals, all these people committing fraud and treason and sedition, and yeah, it'd be nice to see them actually arrested and prosecuted, and whatever the outcome is, the outcome is. But it's got to be severe enough that people think twice about doing that. Yeah, like all this, like I've been sick of it for a while. The anti-American rhetoric. In fact, those evil bastards are out there burning the U.S. flag again. If you hate it that much, get out. Really, it's just ridiculous. It'd be a lot more peaceful. It really would. Oh, arrested. Yeah, somebody will go down as usual. Yeah, I hope it's got to be more than one. It's got to be like right now. I think my minimum requirement would be like Tim Waltz, that new Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, and of course the Ilhan Omar and whoever else is involved. But definitely those three at minimum. And in fact, two of the three at minimum. Yeah, I think they should be shipped back to Somalia. Well, of course, Ilhan Omar, for all her fraud and stuff like that, and she can go back to Somalia, marry her brother. I don't care. She can get married again. But I think Jacob Fry, he really simped for the Somalians hardcore. I think they should ship him back to Somalia. It's like, really, dude, you're going to give your political speeches in Somalian here in the United States. You're running for mayor of Minneapolis and you're giving your speeches in Somalian. Yeah, no, no. Like, they really ought to learn to speak English. Like, I don't know. But yeah, he's a total simp. I've just been hearing threats of World War III about to break out. Yeah. Well, man, I think it's one of those things like World War II was going on for a while, and nobody said it. It just kind of wasn't declared as being World War II. And I think it's the same thing. I think World War III started a while ago. But it won't be until it's all done. They're gonna date back and say, oh, these are the kind of like the precursors. This is what led up to it. Squat shot. What's happening, brother? How you doing tonight? Yeah, another late night, man. It is going. Yeah, exactly. And if you can't speak English, go to wherever it is you're speaking. Like, yeah, that's the whole thing. If you come to the United States, we should at minimum expect you to assimilate to our culture, and I think part of that is learning the language. Like when I was stationed in South Korea, I did the best I could to learn how to communicate. It wasn't something I had planned. So I had taken German in high school, wanting to go to Germany, and ended up in South Korea. So yeah, just worked out that way. But while I was there, I was extremely courteous. It was easy to get a translator. We had Katusas, and you could just, hey, I'll buy you lunch if you come out with me, and they would translate and talk and be it was respectful. But you would learn at minimum the basic greetings and how to be courteous. So, and they don't even have the courtesy to do that here. And the sad part is they come here seeking a refuge. They come here seeking asylum, and then when we give it to them, we're generous enough to, okay, well, here's your salvation. And how do they repay us? They repay us by telling us we're stupid, defrauding our systems, and they don't even care to learn how to say hello in English. They'll just wave at you and act weird. Oh, Squatch, yeah, Mylar Mick is Irish John. Yeah, I'm doing a pub crawl on the 4th of July. Gonna be a hell of a party. Yeah, hey man, I've done a couple of pub crawls in my days too, and they are save receipts just so you can prove your stories, like, or not even prove your stories, but help you remember where you were. Mr. Fortnut, Unc, what do you think about the Buck 115 special? Well, not sure why you started it with Unc, but I don't think anything about the 115 special. I don't own one. I've never owned one, and sorry I can't help you. But there's plenty of, if you just type it in the top of your thing, tons of videos will come up. There's tons of people doing reviews. I bet on that very same knife, and that's why I don't do it. Like, that crap is so played out. Yeah. But yeah, so does that answer your question there, Junior? Yeah, the 110 is the perfect knife. I'm learning Spanish so I can speak with my grandparents. Gramps is forgetting English. John, I'm thinking about buying a piece of land, a ton of concrete, and rebar. Yeah, Chaos. That sounds like a solid plan there, man. Unk is a term of endearment. Yeah, I've never really heard it that way. Um, yeah, John, I just need a shadow with an apartment-sized basement that's 4 foot underground. Yeah, I think that's all what all of us need now. Um, yeah, here we're talking about cabin fever, but then it's kind of like, yeah, well, out in the middle of the woods, you got someplace to hang, and yeah, you could be outdoors. That wouldn't be too shabby. But yeah, I've never been into living in huge places. I just it just to me it makes more sense. Everything in moderation. So yeah, I could go with a cabin in the woods, no problems whatsoever. Um, that's what the kids at work tell me. They better not be lying. Yeah, if that's what the kids at work are telling you, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. A lot of them are just like they grew up lying. They're just lying as part of their culture. Um, they lie all the time. In fact, yeah, I noticed that like the younger millennials going into Gen Z, like yeah, just lying is a thing they do, and they also they learned about rewriting the definitions of words. So it's not stealing. Why? Because I don't think it is. Oh, so because you decided it's not, it's stealing is no longer a thing, or like I said, I met a whole bunch of fake skydivers. You know, like what's his name? Don Shipley. Like he can call out the fake Navy SEALs. Yeah, I can call out the fake skydivers with precision, and it's mostly the younger crowd. I catch them lying way well, tons and tons of times. Yeah, every generation makes up words though. Just saying. Yeah, yeah, but this is not making up, like a new word, like or like it's not like wicked. It's not like radical dude. It's not like that. It's redefining a simple word that's in the Webster's dictionary. And I understand that like stealing would have different words. Some people, they have slang. Oh, I was ganking stuff or whatever. But no, it's not stealing something because they decided that it wasn't stealing. It's like, no, the definition of stealing is, taking someone else's property without their permission, without intent to return it, et cetera, et cetera. And they're like, "Oh no, I don't think that's the way it works." So that's not, yeah. Yeah, really weird like that sometimes. Yeah, uncle was a common term of respect in the elders in Asian cultures. Ghetto culture stole it, like everything else, and popularized it with the kids. All right, hey, thanks for the wow. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks for filling us in on that boondock. Yeah, I don't know. First time I've heard it in the live, so and I haven't heard it socially. I don't really hang out with young Asians or anything though. That might explain it. Or yeah, yeah. It's, definitely new to me. Nah, it's all my little cousins calling me Hunk now. Um, that's what the kids. Yeah, much love. Keep my finger on the pulse. Yeah, there you go. You got a boondock. But yeah, hey, thanks again. So, anybody got anything exciting planned for this weekend? Um, well, I doubt anybody. Well, I don't know. Some of you Floridians, it's good cycling weather this time of year. But yeah, any maybe ice fishing, hiking, biking, camping, hammocking. I don't know what else is going on. Um, yeah, anybody got any plans for this week? Or just staying in the house, splitting some kindling? I don't know. Now, I don't really hang out with young folks other than my cousins, and they're all insufferable. Yeah, that's why I've never figured out the guys that date like super young chicks. I'd never understood that because we're on a different generational wavelength, and I can hardly have a conversation with some of these youth nowadays. Like everything is like you think butthurt, or you know what I'm saying. Or yeah, I just don't understand what's going on with some of them. So yeah, I can hardly have a conversation with most of them. I don't understand why somebody would want to date one. No good ice, or no good ice. Yeah, and all that snow's insulating it, right? That's the part that sucks being a. If it wasn't snowing, get some cold weather, the ice would build up. But yeah, when you get too much snow on thin ice, it just ends up being, and then it turns the ice slushy and nasty. And yeah, being a, I'm with you, brother. That sucks, dude. You could get in the shop though. Maybe get some stuff done in the shop. That would be cool. Yeah, 50 degrees today. Yeah, you got slush, not ice. Yeah, renewed my fishing license last week, but don't ice fish. Can't wait for thaw. Yeah, that's awesome, Boondock. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit in my part of New Hampshire. Oh, we're really? It's that? Wow, I think it only hit like 40 degrees in central New Hampshire today. I could be wrong. It might have gone up a little more. I'm not 100% positive, but yeah, I know. I looked around mid afternoon or something, and it was like 40 degrees. And I was like, that's still not as warm as Florida. Slush gravy for roadkill. Yeah, Neil's seen that more than a few times. You're spot on. You're not wrong. Yeah, it's 70 degrees currently in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, that's perfect, man. That's you could throw a hammock on and have a good night. Thoughts on Gurkha knives? I think they're awesome. Kukris. That's what you mean, right? Like Gurkha knives, the kukris. They're awesome, man. I totally want to get one. Yeah, they're a pretty useful tool. Awesome history behind them as well. 70, you lucky I'd kill for a palm tree and a saltwater breeze. Yeah, yeah, Tony, I'm in the same way. I would not be complaining if I were in Florida right now. Yeah, it's supposed to get cooler this weekend. I might throw my hammock up in the backyard. Yeah, chaos. It's getting cooler, man. Put away that short sleeve t-shirt. Bust out the long sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, if yeah, call Mrs. Bushcraft if you need any comforting over that one. I haven't the time for that. Um, Weather app says 42 degrees Fahrenheit currently. Perfect, man. Yeah. So yeah, it was probably warmer than what I thought. Like I said, when I looked like mid afternoon or something, it was like 40 in central. But I mean, geez, in New Hampshire, the temperature can change 10 degrees if you go in a valley. So yeah, I've been wearing my lighter hoodies in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, chaos. I miss those days, and you didn't have to own as much clothes. That is a perk to living in Florida, I'll tell you. Living in New Hampshire, you need like four seasons clothes. Um, and just yeah, layering and gotta wear this and it's just miserable. But yeah, when I was in Florida, I probably owned about like I don't know 25 pairs of shorts. I literally owned one pair. I got down to owning one pair of long pants. Just never wore them. Aside from like some free fly pants or jumpsuits and stuff at work, but as far as everyday clothing goes, yeah, just cargo shorts and a t-shirt. If it got a little bit chilly or something, um, you would wear like a long sleeve t-shirt. If you're going to be in the sun a long time, you get one of those. What it's like a. I don't know. It's just a sunblocker shirt, almost like an Under Armour type setup, a cool weather thing. But it's a little looser. Yeah, a hat, maybe a fleece jacket or something for a few days in the winter. Well, there's not really winter. Well, it's different. Um, yeah, here I get four levels of hoodies, each one thicker than the last. Don't play with cold with my friend. Yeah, I don't do the cold as well as I used to due to a few less than desirable landings in life. Yeah, cold weather just doesn't agree with me the way it used to. And growing up, I grew up in New Hampshire. So I grew up playing hockey and downhill and cross country skiing. Definitely did a lot of outdoor winter stuff. Just was more than adept at the cold. But yeah, 16, 17 years of nothing but Florida, like Florida in the winter months. I don't even know how to say that. Because it's not winter in Florida. It's like summer in New Hampshire is winter in Florida. I mean, it'll get cold like once in a while, but typically not too much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, chaos. I don't remember the last time I wore pants. Um, that just sounds horrible. Dude, get out the house, leave it alone. No, I know you wear shorts, but it just yeah. I read it as it was, and I was like, put some shorts on, brother. Um, Man, just shorts and a tank top, man. I need to move. It is. It's great. Yeah, I had a hammock right next to the hangar quite a few times. Like when I lived down in the Keys, I had the same hammock for like 4 years, and yeah, it was great. And we get like super air conditioned too, because we fly the airplane up, 13, 5, 14,000 feet, and on average, you lose 2.5 degrees of temperature per 1,000 feet above sea level. So yeah, if it's a cool like 75 or so on the ground, when you get to altitude, it's only like 50 degrees or so. Give or take. It's not an exact science. There's variables. But yeah, so when you get to altitude, it's like 25 degrees cooler. So yeah, if it's like a 90-degree day, you get up there, it's like 65, 70. And then, you got the wind. As soon as you open the door, you got a nice breeze. And then, yeah, you jump out, get the super air dry cooling effect. Yeah, man. And then you hang out for a little while and do it all over again. Um, I was in my pool the other day, not on purpose. The dog tripped me and knocked me in the pool. That, as long as your phone survives, right? Chaos. That would have sucked. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. A rock hit my knee when I was working for NS, and now when it gets cold, it hurts like a SOB. Yeah, it does, man. And it's something you don't want to believe is true until it happens to you. Then you like kind of got to admit to it. But yeah, especially if like I've got a titanium rod in my left femur, I've got plates and screws in my pelvis. I've got it my left tib fib, and got a few on my left foot. And man, once I don't know, it sounds fake, but it's real. Like once your body cools off to a certain point, um, in cold weather, man, I don't know what it is, but there's like a pain that resonates from it. Unless you experience it, it's kind of hard to explain. But I used to think it was one of those, oh, whatever, you're just being a crybaby or something. But then when it happens to you, you're like, wow, they weren't kidding. It happened to my friend of mine, the old owner. It's been closed down for a few years now. But Cliff Dobson used to be the owner of Skydive Tampa Bay, and it had happened to him. He had a bad accident, and they kind of like Humpty Dumpty put him back together again. A couple of rector pieces, sets, and screws, and you're good to go. But in Florida, it would get chilly there, and he'd complain that it would hurt, and his wife would be like, "Oh, you're making it up. It's a bunch of bunk. Stop your whining." But then, a few, maybe, I don't know, a bunch of years later, 7, 8, 9 years later, she had an accident as well where she smashed her shoulder, and they had to like plate her back together and do some shoulder repair and all that stuff. And then she's like, could we turn the heat up a little bit? My shoulder's hurting. Oh, wow. She never heard the end of it. I know Cliff is still like laying into her. Oh, I thought I was just making it up. But yeah, it turns out, interesting way to find out it's really true. Yeah, Tony G, it's a holiday in the north of Ireland, celebrating the victory of William of Orange, I think. It can be a divisive thing here. Oscar, so Mylar Mick, you're celebrating that today, or you already did? Yeah, I know the Larmic. That's why the walls are still up. I saw a video of the parade, but I didn't know when that was over until now. Yeah, Tony, not as much hatred as there used to be. That's good. That's a rarity in this day and age. Luckily I didn't have my phone in my pocket. The dog was banging me. Yeah, bone bruises just turn to arthritis. I don't know, man. Um, I would have got to keep it hot or it gets stiff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. Yeah, man, I've pounded in so many times. Like I've had some real accidents, but I've had some. Yeah, I've had some trips to the hospital. Most I've had one by med flight, like three by ambulance. Couple we just drove there, and you had some that you just took a couple days off because damn that hurt. But yeah, now it's all. I've been jumping for a few years now, and yeah, definitely getting older. Turned 51 last month, and yeah, this winter's a little bit more painful than the last, and I think it's been kind of progressing like that. Like every winter gets a little more painful. Lots of life. Yeah, I'd never let her hear the end of that happen to me. Yeah, I've only won an argument with my wife, and never let her forget it either. Yeah. Oh, I love dropping the "I told you so" bombs. That's just always a fun thing to do. I used to do it a lot skydiving as well. Like there's always some young guy that wants to do some high performance stuff, and you're like, no, don't do that. You're gonna get hurt. And they're like, but I can do it. And I'm like, no, really, man. You got like 50 jumps. You should wait till you have 1,000. And they're like, what do you know? You're like, look, man, don't do it. You're gonna end up getting. And then next thing you know, you hear them, come whistling in and thud. It makes somebody hitting the ground at a relatively aggressive speed. It has a very recognizable thud. And I'd go running out there right away, make sure they're okay, make sure there's no like massive trauma or anything like that. You realize, oh, you just broke your ankle, and you're going to be fine. It's just a common injury around here. Yeah, as soon as I realized they were in a non-life threatening situation, I dropped the "I told you so" bomb every time, and I made sure I got eye contact and everything. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the problem. If you grew up on participation trophies and false compliments, like, oh, everything you do is amazing. You're just absolutely perfect. You could never do anything wrong. You're the best at everything. Then they come try something like skydiving, and you tell them like, look, dude, you're really not qualified to do that. Don't try that. And they're like, no, I can do anything. I'm amazing. I'm great. I could never do anything wrong. Everything I do is perfect. Yeah, then they find out, that once they get the cast, some of them don't make it, man. Some of them really, I'm not exaggerating either. Like we've had conversations with people trying to tell them to like tone it down a notch, man. You're not going to make it if you keep up at this rate. And yeah, 2 days later, yeah, they're scraping them off the landing area, throwing them in the bag in the back of the coroner's vehicle. Yeah, young folks think they're Superman until they're not. Well, I think we all did. I gotta agree. Like I thought I was indestructible. Um, but I paid attention to everything going on. Like I did things progressively. I just thought nothing could hurt me along the way. Like when you're younger. But it's a different level with these younger guys. Like they don't want to like they're taught not to listen to us. Yeah, the indoctrination system that we call the public school. Yeah, they're told we're a bunch of idiots. We don't know what we're talking about. They shouldn't listen to us. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, looking at silky competitors, all I can come up with is a Baco, Corona, and Agua Canyon. Yeah, there's not too much out there. B&A. I would which saws is it? Bow saws, those folding bow saws that Agua has. I would not mind checking those out. Those are pretty cool. They're gonna be down the road a bit. Um, I probably that's something I would have pulled the trigger on a while ago. I could have made that decision a while ago, but I think I saw too much on YouTube where like Canadians were just hacking on Americans. Like we're gonna boycott everything from America because Trump tariffs and blah blah blah. And yeah, they was just kind of being mean about Americans. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy any Canadian products for a while. Yeah, me too, me too. Helmets there for foogies. Boy, did I learn a lesson. Yeah. In fact, when I was racing in high school, yeah, so we're talking late 80s, early 90s. Um, that's when they started pushing helmets in cycling. Like prior to that, it was always the painter's cap with the visor, the what do you got? Yeah, the visor flipped up or something. And we were still practicing like that, but when you went to a race, they made you wear a helmet. Yeah, but if we weren't racing, we weren't wearing it. Now and then it became like wear a helmet for everything. Yeah, we should have took Canada when we had the chance. Yeah, Tony, you're probably right about that. Yeah, Walmart has a Swiss Tech folding bow saw for about 30 bucks I've been looking at for a while now. Yeah, that sounds good, Boondock. That's worth checking out. Um yeah, funny you mentioned Corona. I'm just about to drink some Corona beer that I don't know. Irish John, that's priceless, man. um yeah, B&A, my sister has an aqua bow saw in her case. Chaos. What's an aqua? Oh, you mean at the Agua bow saw, or is it like aqua color? I don't know. Yeah, it's a good solid saw. I got it for her in 2020 when it was in the. Yeah, yeah, we should have took. Yeah, Tony Gilbert. Yeah, there's it's called Agua, Agawa. They're out of Canada. There's it's the Boreal model, I think it is. But yeah, they make folding bow saws. It's probably one of the better folding bow saw designs I've ever seen. But it still has the restrictions of the bow saw. I think that the top portion of the bow and the blade is not. It's you don't get a whole heck of a lot of. It depends on what you're cutting with it. If you're just like bucking up a bunch of like average size firewood type stuff, I think it's awesome. And yeah, some people they'll tweak the tip on a silky and snap it off. So at least with a bow saw, you don't have to worry about that. And blades for bow saws are pretty cheap, aren't they? Does anybody know what they're going for? Like a 21 or what is it, 21 or 25 inch or something? Like yeah, they've got three sizes of that bow saw. And I believe it's the working size of it once you unfold it. It's like 15, 21, or 25 inch are like the three options. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Bush, you know what I mean? My phone doesn't type every. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know what you meant, but I wasn't sure what I was reading. No, I wasn't sure if it was auto corrected or if that's what you meant because there wasn't any misspellings. I wasn't sure if it was something I didn't know about. That happens all the time. There's tons of stuff I don't know. So I wasn't sure if there was some new like aqua something or an aqua folding saw. It made sense. It's that's maybe that's the problem. It wasn't it wasn't the standard autocorrect. It was an autocorrect that made sense. That's what fooled me. I got a bow saw, but it's big and it's a 30 blades are hard to find for him now. Yeah, that's been always my thing with the bow saws. Like, but the folding bow saws tend to work. I've seen quite a bit of them being used. I know a few of the YouTubers that are using them, and I talked to them about it. And everybody I've talked to about the Agua folding saws, they say they're great. So it's something I'm going to try out eventually. But I mean, geez, I already have like a half a dozen or so silky saws, and yeah, in fact, I just gave a couple away. So, but yeah, I've got a bunch of silky saws. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like something like a half a dozen or so, more than what I need. So I'm not in a rush to buy another saw. I've got to get a tarp and a hammock and stuff like that, tent. So yeah, I've got silky saws. I've got experience with them, so I'm not worried about snapping them and stuff. So yeah, before I jump into actual saws, I got to get into the other stuff. I still got to get a backpack. So, but it'll happen. I'm working through some things. I'm doing my research, dotting my I's, crossing my T's, sending out some emails here and there. Maybe I can find some companies to work with. And that would be a major plus. Yeah, I got Chaos. You ever download that autobiography by Colonel? Yeah, Chaos. That's some good stuff there. Um, yeah, we've talked about that the Hackworth a few times. I've got the book as well. I just got to have a magnifying glass to read it. Not because I'm that blind, but it's straight up got micro print. It's not your standard. I think they designed it to read with one of those fancy lights and magnifying glasses. Bushcraft, I have a spare 12-foot one wind double layer hammock if you're interested. Yeah, Boondock, I'm definitely interested, man. Give me a ring for sure. Yeah, I've got to get some kit together for the spring. So yeah, scam. It's on Scamazon. Yeah, Scamazon. That's one of the biggest problems with the interweb orders is it's not always identical to the picture. And they'll even tell you it's your fault. Colors may vary due to monitor settings, but it's like really no. um, Hell, if canvas wasn't so expensive, I'd just get a wall tent made. It really isn't that expensive well, it may be expensive, more expensive now. Um, but yeah, no doubt it cost you a fraction to make one than what it cost to buy one. Yeah, but knowing some good seams and how to put it all together and reinforce everything is the trick. But yeah, I would love to do that. If I had some sewing machines, I'd be making some stuff. I'd be making pouches and backpacks and hammocks and tents and you name it. Yeah, I might even make some flying cool stuff. In fact, I got in trouble one time at Tony Suits. I was supposed to be making wingsuits, but I got a little sidetracked because I wanted a new kite, and I was shopping around for a kite, just a hand like not something I was gonna kite surf with, just kind of like a really cool toy. So it was the middle of the workday, and all of a sudden I had a moment. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make myself a kite. So I started making myself a kite. Spent the second half of the day making a kite, and yeah, the owner came in, wasn't too happy with me. I don't pay you to do this stuff, and I'm like, whatever, dude. I really needed to make a kite at this point in life, so I did. I've been dreaming of a winter hot tent setup, but haven't found one that meets my features list within my budget. Yeah, Boondock, maybe we can get together and design one, man. I've thought about designing some hot tents and stuff like that. That is something I'm most definitely interested in. Yeah, it's yurts take a ton of effort and a lot of wood, but they last forever. Yeah, I've been looking into yurts lately. Yeah, I hear that if a yurt isn't built like really great, they can have like serious moisture issues, like and moisture leads to mildew and stuff. So that's the only thing I've heard about yurts. Other than that, yeah, they're great on a lot of aspects, but you got to have it's definitely a moisture control issue. Yeah, I helped my buddy build his boat. Was a pain in the neck, especially getting the ring straight. Yeah, I plan on buying a house and property this year. Definitely going. Yeah, bushcraft. It's funny you said that. I started sketching shit up the other day. Yeah, it's Hey, anything's possible, you know. Um. Yeah, and really, I guess. Yeah, if you've got the right equipment, it's really easy to make. And it's especially if you're looking for like a canvas style um tent, like yeah, like more like a cabin tent, not a dome tent or anything. Yeah, it's all straight stitching, really simple stuff. Dome tents would be a little bit more complicated, but still easy to do. um yeah, but a yurt would be cool, something like that. I mean, there's a lot of different options. um yeah, they start to sweat if it's not right, like a teepee. Yeah, that's yeah, and I hear like obviously they're easier to keep dry in the winter if you're running a hot stove, a wood stove and stuff like that. It's in the summer they tend to like condensate a lot of water, and yeah, yeah, the air will definitely have good airflow in a wood stove. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I've seen them. I think depending on the size you get and everything, they're not too expensive. I mean, you're gonna live out of it full time. A few grand is no big deal. I've seen some of the cabin tents that yeah, those things cost a few grand. So yeah, I want a shelter that'll accommodate full cot, stove, chair, and standing room. Yeah, and that doesn't take too much. I don't know. I would, depending on the land and all that stuff, I would want to do one of those dugouts you see being built on YouTube all the time. Yeah, same thing. Enough room. You've got a little bit of storage, enough room to sleep comfortably, a little table to work at or something, a wood stove, maybe a window to look out. Just yeah, I don't know, maybe something like 8 by 12 cabin or something like that. That would be, or eight by 12 dugout. Almost seems perfect. Yeah, I could totally go for something like that. Yeah, you don't hear too much about Coleman tents anymore. You don't hear too much of a lot of Coleman stuff. I don't know. They started subcontracting or you know yeah, I don't know. I've heard some pros and cons. Like the crazy part is we've got a Coleman stove. I mean, yeah, it's like a travel grill. It's a full size, like car camping type grill. It's anyhow, it's like 25 years old and the thing's in like awesome condition. But if you bought it 3 years ago, it's rusted out already. Like they don't make stuff like it used to. It got progressively worse over the years. Like it's become more and more prevalent. It used to be a couple of products here and there, and then these ones got added to the list, and Now it seems like everything you buy isn't going to last more than 2 or 3 years. Yeah, Coleman used to be a good company. Now just stick with the lanterns. I tell you, it'll last maybe a season if you're lucky. It's gonna leak. Yeah, yeah. But if you got a Coleman lantern from, like, 1952, the thing's still solid. It's gonna work great. It's all they just want you, like, just never ending spending. Over consumerism. I think that I don't think that everybody's into buying stuff as much as they are. I think a lot of people just have to buy stuff because everything just keeps breaking. Yeah, I think I just need to buy a 20-foot container and find somewhere to put it. Yeah, those container homes. A lot of people are turning like a Connex or whatever, cargo containers. Yeah, a lot of people are turning those into tiny homes. No, don't buy anything Ozark. It's gonna fail. I promise you that. Yeah, Ozark fail. Yeah, I guarantee you. Yeah, in fact, we even call it. I almost bought one of the Ozark Trail wall tents. They were $400. And then I was just going to put a huge tarp over the whole thing. Yeah, Ozark fail. It's gonna fail every time. Um, yeah, Ozark fail. That stuff's straight off the boat. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, guys, we're at the 2 hour mark, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. Who knows? I don't know. I might pop on later. But hey, Boondock, man, if you want to, yeah, give me a call, dude. I'll make sure to turn my ringer on. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We're like a little over 2 hours, and the algorithm once more in English. But yeah, B&A, thanks for hanging out. Mylar Mick, our channel members, we definitely appreciate you guys being here. Neil McKenzie as well, Tony Gilbert, Chaos Theory, of course. Of course, we thank all our moderators. Thanks for keeping the trash out of the chat. We didn't have that much tonight, really. Actually, it was a pretty chill night. Friday nights have gotten a little too quiet. But yeah, guys, hey, definitely everybody, we appreciate you hanging out. I will catch you on the left. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said, Boondock, I'll throw my ringer on now, actually. So yeah, man, whenever I'll be out for a while for sure. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. We definitely appreciate all of you. We will most definitely be on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Hopefully we'll have sound. Hopefully things will work. But we will see you on the next one, guys. Everybody be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay alert, stay alive. We will see you soon.